Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 31, Aussie Mac Zone. It's great to be with you once again. I hope you all had a great Australia Day, and I went to the beach and played some cricket or whatever it is that you do on Australia Day. I hope you had some fun, and we're going to have some fun hopefully tonight, along with some news and some views and an app review or two. So stay tuned for all of that sort of stuff. Now, Aussie Mac Zone is brought to you by Aussie Tech Web Hosting. That's athwebhosting.com.au. That's right. If you need a blog or a business page for that matter, hosting from $5.95 per month. And also stay tuned for you can win a iTunes gift card, $20. We'll tell you how later on. We may have a winner, but I'm not too sure again this week. What's going on, guys? So stay tuned for that. And that is all brought to you by IT Help to You. .com.au, and that's IT help number 2 letter u.com.au. Fixes up all your little iPads and iPhone Macs and all that sort of stuff. So if you've got a out of warranty, in warranty Mac, computer, whatever, give Michael a bell and he'll tell you how he can help you. Okie dokie, let's introduce these guys. Jace, how you going? Back. Good to have you back.
Thank you very much, and hello all.
And what have you been up to? This last...
Celebrating January the 26th, and of course we all know what date January 26th is, don't we, Glenn?
Well, it's Australia Day, yes, we do.
Well, yes, that's one reason, but it's also the day that Marty McFly arrives when he travels into the future.
Oh,
if
right.
we remember January 26th, 2014.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. No, I don't remember. I have seen Back to the Future, but probably only once. So, yeah, that's a long time ago. That's
very, very important day.
Oh, yes, it is. It is.
So I was watching out for any DeLoreans.
Oh, right. And that other little person you can hear in the background, Michael. How you doing, Michael?
Oh, I can't compete with Jason.
No.
What a treasure. He's got all the history.
All the facts.
Oh, I know.
Just rattling it off.
Oh, it's fact after fact. It's blowing my mind. It's blown my mind into 2015. All right, so look, we've put some. Michael's put together some show notes, and we're going to start off with Jace. I think, yeah, Jace. Apple quarter profits are up, but still people aren't happy.
Oh, I think it's the same old story. So Apple come up with some numbers. Apple beat those numbers. Analysts make up numbers that were even higher. Analyst numbers aren't met. So analysts are sad, share price goes down.
And the shares... Isn't
that the way the cycle normally goes? So
I wonder if the stock exchanges... Yeah, sorry, go.
Apple reported record revenue for the first fiscal quarter, and they have a fiscal quarter that, the first quarter being October, November, December, just to be different. So it sold a record 51 million iPhones, but analysts expected 55 million.
Oh, no.
And they also sold a record 26 million iPads, better than the analyst estimates for 25 million. But even so, the share price went down again, and I think it's still over the $500 mark. But again, it's the normal thing of, I guess the analysts just expect things going up and up. And even though Apple, I guess, are doing very well and are setting record quarters, the analysts still expect more. So it's that vicious cycle, I guess.
So all this disappointment has cost the shares 8.2%. So why would this be? Like, who's the analyst that set targets? Like the Apple would set targets in their internal briefings or internal workings, wouldn't they? And so
they provide guidance out to the market, so that's published. So for the next quarter, Apple expects to generate between $42 and $44 billion in sales.
Yeah.
But already the analysts are saying, but we wanted $46 billion. So, I don't know what they can do.
Well, that's
it's
right. Yeah.
People want them to have record-breaking quarters every quarter. I mean, that's just not realistic. So,
yes.
Again,
yes.
A bad problem to have, I think. Apple really aren't the worst company at the moment. I mean, I think a lot of companies would be happy just to make a profit full stop at the moment.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, look at that turnover. It's crazy. But 51 million iPhones, 26 million iPads. And what time frame did you say that was? Like 3 months, a quarter.
That'll be the quarter. So that'll be the December quarter. And I guess we
massive.
spoke about the news that, obviously they're going to be selling iPhones in China. So one would expect the March quarter to be quite interesting. Then, what was that one, Michael? That they got 800 million subscribers on China Telecom or whatever the carrier is that Apple signed up on. So
straight up. Yeah.
Even if you get a few percent there, that's a healthy number of phones you're moving.
It adds up real quick. You got to.
Yeah.
These analysts, are they like the wife for the self-employed man? Are they? We want you to earn more money. It doesn't matter how good you've done. It's never
good enough. Yeah, that's right. It sounds like it, but I'm just going to comment on just how massive that just sounds like a massive amount. I know. I wonder how many of that is Androids getting put back into the drawer. There's probably quite a few, I would imagine. There you go. Oh look, did I tell you last week I bought another iPad for the household, and it's going strong. The Android. The little bloke, he's got the Android. Every couple of days, he comes to me. It's frozen. It's not doing this. It's not doing that. I haven't seen my little girl. I'll give her the iPad. I haven't seen her. It just keeps going. All right. So that's good. That's crazy.
And the best part about, from an Apple perspective, is that they're actually making money on their revenue too. It's easy to sell. You can sell $20 billion worth of stuff, and it costs you $21 billion for some people, but they're actually making a good margin.
That's the important thing, isn't it? It's profit, not revenue.
Yeah. Well, what's the margin on, say, in a computer store? Say like you buy, say, a hard drive. You'd buy a hard drive. Your margin's probably only like 10%, if that. Wouldn't it be? Like it wouldn't be much.
I would think it would only be in single digits. So again, that's compared to Apple's margin is. They're saying that, their gross margins between 37% and 38%, which is unheard of. I mean, not even MSY would probably be on fairly tight margins, but even like your Dell and your HP just moving boxes there, especially desktops, that's certainly going to be single digit. You would expect profitability.
Because otherwise, like you could make your 37% on a hard drive, but you're not going to sell any. But so it's unlike other. Unlike other industries, like I think, clothing industry, I think they try and they're about 100% markup. So I don't know how they're getting away with that.
Oh, probably at least.
At least.
But in the IT computers, it's not that great unless you've got an Apple in front of your name outside on the front door. Now, while Tim Cook, he's been jabbering on a bit. Now he's hinted at expanding the mobile payment strategy and more for the Touch ID. Now, the Touch ID, as we know, is on the 5S. And how's yours going, Michael? We haven't spoke to you about yours for a while. Yours is still kicking along.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
I don't ever get the restarts that other people say about the iOS 7 errors. I don't get any of that.
Right. Okay. Oh, that's good.
So it's great. I don't have any problem, with using the Touch ID at all.
Yep.
It's just works all the time. So.
All right. So now you use the Apple your Touch to authorize iTunes and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. That'd be easy, eh? That's easy. Because with this iPad I bought.
Great. It works all the time. Don't have to type in all of I have big fingers, big thumbs.
Yep.
doesn't type as well as just put your thumb on the thing and that's you. See you later.
Yeah, because I know with this other iPad I've just bought, she goes through the apps gone free every day, and she'll pick out the ones that she wants, and then I sit, because I've turned off it wants the password every time the app store's accessed. Well, then I'm just typing in the password all the time, and I thought of you guys with the 5S, thinking, how good would it be? But Apple did indeed introduce the Touch ID as a feature to make it easy and convenient to unlock a smartphone, and also made it optional through the iTunes, as we just said. It hasn't enabled any other online merchants to use the hardware device to verify purchases, nor has it opened up third-party access to Touch ID fingerprint scanner or the A7 secure enclave verification computing resources for any other purpose. So I guess that they're gonna open that up fairly soon. They've probably just got to make sure it's all nice and secure. The API is all secure and all that sort of stuff. Last week,
that's what we spoke about when it came out as well. Just having on the iPhone 5S to get it tuned up right. I would expect that with the next iteration of iPads, maybe even the iPod Touch, they're all going to have the sensor on there because they've, worked out any production difficulties. They can produce them on mass. And also, on the other side, they've already got that huge ecosystem with iTunes where they've got lots and lots of credit card numbers of people already. So, I guess they're putting all of that together. And when it comes to competing with a PayPal or, another one of the established payment gateways, they've got a lot of customers they can bring to the table. They've got ease of use, and they've also got higher security and, I guess, higher security. So where some people have multiple factors of authentication, that's all a bit difficult. That's around having to register your phone, getting SMSs through and putting in a password, then in a code that comes through an SMS. Whereas with your phone, it's pick up the phone, fingerprint, and done. So that could be very, very interesting. It could really, really shake things up.
Last week...
Yeah, they're making sure it works. That's what I think they're doing is...
Yeah. That's right.
They don't want to be embarrassed.
No.
But they've got it tuned.
Last week, the Wall Street Journal safely claimed Apple was laying the groundwork for a mobile payments system for the goods and services, while hinting at its interest in developing support for Touch ID authentication of digital transactions outside of the iTunes store. Old Timmy also noted that, and quote, "We're not limiting ourselves just to that." So that is suggesting that there may be additional uses of the Touch ID beyond the obvious extension of exercising the finger, exerting or extending your finger to purchase stuff in iTunes. What else would possibly be usable with the Touch ID? Like, transactions, logins. Can we think of anything else that could possibly be used for? That's probably...
I guess anything where they're looking to have stronger verification of a person. So, just around purely on identity service. So obviously we want to secure payments well because people, like their money to be protected and go to the right places. But just as a form of, identification, if Apple can become the core, I guess, of that ecosystem where, people know to trust that authentication through Apple as, yes, that is really the person who's saying it is. I mean, there's lots of opportunity there that, for very small fees per transaction or to sign up with Apple for identification. It could even be government agencies and things like that, around providing guaranteed ID. Look at cutting, say, welfare fraud and things like that.
Yeah.
And everyone an iPhone. Do they have iPhones? They're probably all in.
The Centrelink
iPhones up there waiting.
Oh, they all have one of those. They all got Foxtel iPhones. They got more than what I got. All right. Look, let's move on to another story. So I've just stopped it there. Now we're going to start up again, and hopefully this is all going to work. This earphone keeps falling out. I don't know why. Where's my pen? Cross off 10. All right, 10 minutes is gone. Yeah. Who's up next? Michael. Okay. Starwood Hotels, next story. Michael, what Starwood Hotel? I've never heard of them, but they're doing something interesting.
Oh yeah, well they've got a hotel in Cupertino and Manhattan, and they run boutique hotels over in the States at the moment. But they're using the Bluetooth proximity keys so that you just don't have to book in, don't have to sign in. And this may be, again, the Touch ID proves who you are because you can use your phone to get into a room.
Yes.
You don't need to, so you just walk up, don't need to get the plastic card from the hotel desk and walk up to the room, say, this is who I am. The phone knows who you are. And with the 5S, obviously, with the thumbprint, it really does know who you are, so you're not sneaking into someone else's room and you're in.
Unless you cut a
it's
few
interesting
fingers.
It's interesting. One of the ones they're testing it in is in Cupertino.
Oh, yes, okay. That's because the support's only just down the road.
Yeah.
But that's cool. Like you could you could turn up at a hotel after hours and just be let straight to your room.
Straight in, yeah.
Yeah, or, you come home.
Through the front door and then in, yeah.
Yeah, you could come home late at night stumbling along and still get in. Don't have to wake up the night janitor. And you're in. Yeah, so that's all right. Yeah, so it's going to be compatible with the iPhone 4S, 5S, and 5C. So it looks like...
Yeah, so it's Bluetooth LE.
Right.
So again, you've got to be very close for it to work.
Yeah.
So
it looks like the old iPhone 4, that doesn't get much of a mention these days. It must be on the outer. It must be dying. So who was it? It was developed in conjunction with major access control vendor Assa Abloy, AB of Sweden.
Yeah, they make locks. You see, you go to a locksmith, Bunnings or whatever, they've got Assa Abloy locks all over the place. So.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah, cool. Jace, we touched on this last week, the birth of the Mac. Now, we've got some post-birthday celebrations, I believe. What happened over there in the Mac's 30th anniversary?
Indeed, we do. And I believe there was a good old-fashioned party on the Cupertino campus to celebrate 30 years of Macintosh. And interestingly, there was a poster put out that had made up of all employee names in badge order number. And I saw a couple of Apple people actually post up on Twitter the little section of the poster where their name appeared. So that was pretty cool for Apple to do that. And I was reading something today where, of course, Super Bowl in the US, if it's not snowed out, is rumoured to maybe have a Macintosh or an Apple advert during Super Bowl. So,
right.
For those of you who don't know, the other big thing about Super Bowl is, of course, the ads that run during that. I guess during that period where it's around creativity, where people actually followed the ads as much as the Super Bowl, I think. And of course, in 1984, there was the infamous 1984 ad to introduce the Macintosh. So, maybe, hopefully, we see something in the current Super Bowl for the 30 years of Mac. Well, or maybe we see the Apple TV being announced.
Oh, what an entrance!
Wouldn't that be something?
It's what an entrance! But yeah, like the Super Bowl's given us some great ads, hasn't it? Some derobing, famous derobing ads. Wardrobe.
There's been a few there of around maybe the GoDaddy ones, or the Dorito ones are quite funny as well. There's normally a Doritos one that shows up.
Yes, that latest. I'm not sure if it's the latest one or not, but go and have a look at it. The Doritos Super Bowl ad. That's the one with the finger in the wall? Is that the one?
Yeah.
There's
a few similar theme to that, but they are quite amusing.
It's a crack up. Now, look, I've popped a little web page into the show notes. So if you're interested in the show notes, just go to aussiemaczone.com.au. You'll find the show notes there. It's at apple.com /30-years. And there's a little video for you to have a bit of a look at. And there's also like a timeline from 1984 up to now of what's sort of the evolution of the Mac. But the video is not too bad. It's full of goodness, feeling good and positive. It's it's another uplifting video. So yeah, that's not too bad. Now go and check that one out. Now, so that's about nothing more to say about the birthday of the Mac. Everyone had fun. What's the now? Did I read? Here it is. Yeah, I haven't heard of this before. Now maybe you could tell me what this is. This is in that story, Jace. At the special event, which happened to coincide with one of Apple's regular beer bashes. What's a beer bash? It sounds something like somewhere where I'd like to go. What's a beer bash? Have you heard of that?
I think it was because it was Friday afternoon. That's
right.
Yeah, I guess it's just the name implies. Yeah, so
nice.
I guess work hard, play hard.
Because I thought that paragraph was going to go on because it goes to coincide with Apple's regular beer bashes. Apple CEO Tim Cook. I thought it was going to go on and say he was drunkenly stoopering around.
It was hammered.
That's right. But Tim Cook took to the stage with a short speech recognising the importance of the Mac milestone, and blogger Mandy Hu HU recorded a video clip of Cook's address and uploaded it to Instagram. So if you want to have a look at Tim Cook's address at the Beer Bash, go and, check out Mary, wasn't Mindy Who? H-U. and on Instagram. So Tim Cook's also said, we don't spend a lot of time looking back. We spend all of our time looking forward and working on the next big thing. But we're making an exception for today because 30 years ago today, the Mac was born. But look, and talking about going forward, we've got stories coming up about going forward. And one of them is about the Apple TV. So stay tuned for that one because that one is coming up soon. All right, I'll stop there. That's 20 minutes. Oh, hi, guys on the video.
Turn the power off.
Guys on the video don't get any of this edited out. So, yeah, hello. All right. Not yet, anyway. Not yet. So, the next story we're going to go on to, users report iTunes Radio. Oh, yeah. Now, you would have heard about iTunes Radio. It was announced, I think it was last year, wasn't it, sometime? Just recently. Now, over the past few days, Apple's iTunes Radio feature has been showing up on iOS devices in Australia. Well, it hasn't shown up on mine yet because I had a look. Canada and the UK, despite being officially limited to the US. So that would suggest to me that it must be on its way. I know I got a brand new updated iTunes through the week. I'm not bothered to read what the updates were all about. Does anyone know what the updates in the iTunes were? Where everyone just downloads it and Hail Mary, hope for the best.
That does it itself now. Just automatically install. I just get a message that says your such and such app was installed or such and such was updated. Oh, it's great.
Oh, okay.
Less thinking.
Yeah, well, that's right. Less clicking of the mouse. Those precious clicks. Don't want to wear them out.
That's right.
A number of Apple Insider readers in Australia have noted that iTunes Radio is now showing up in the Music app on both iPhones and iPads. Well, I checked mine and I got a 5 and it's not there. So, but it looks like that's happening. At the end of October, that's right, end of October, Apple announced iTunes Radio has served over 1 billion songs to customers in the US. Don't you love stats? Everything is recorded, isn't it?
I think, actually, Glenn, I think you actually meant to say that with a little finger in your mouth, aren't you? 1 billion songs.
1 billion. Now, while Apple has yet to give official word of an expansion, Bloomberg last year reported that Apple was looking to expand the service to Australia, Canada, and UK and New Zealand in early 2014. So look out. Must be on its way, I reckon. Must be on its way. But 1 billion songs. Like, I wonder what the profit ratio there is to Apple, how that splits. Because we all know the App Stores is about 70-30, isn't it? 30 to Apple, 70 to whoever. So interesting to see what that, because Spotify, I think, has said that, what is it, something like half a cent or something like that goes to the artist for each play, if that. So that's not, you'd have to be, I wonder if they, people sit at home, going click, 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 click. John Farnham, he's just playing all his songs all day long.
Yeah. So I guess what you're slicing up there is what you're already paying Apple for iTunes Match, because iTunes Match gives you access to iTunes Radio. And the deal with iTunes Match was obviously some way of splitting up that money to go back to the record labels and recording artists around, maybe some kind of compensation for the not so legal songs people had, because with iTunes Match, no matter where the music came from, if Apple matched it, you got a nice, clean, high bitrate copy from the Apple library. So they're slicing up. They're not getting additional revenue for iTunes Radio, so it's still slicing up that same piece of pie. So, the model would be interesting to know how they're dividing that up.
Yeah, I reckon they'd be getting their fair share. Now, as promised, we were going to talk, and this is interesting because I like the Apple TV. Now, Michael, there's rumours about, this is the Apple hockey puck TV. We're not talking about the big televisual TV, this little hockey puck thing. Michael, what's news with the Apple TV?
Yeah, I just thought I'd bring this up and get other people's thoughts. As one of the co-creators of the first Xbox, Nat Brown, predicted Apple's console success, and since he became an independent app creator himself, he reckons that if Apple chose to do so, they'd simply kill the PlayStation and the Wii U and the Xbox by introducing the 30% cut to between the app and the Apple and the game creator for Apple TV. And he reckons he already makes a lot of money on iOS doing games, and it'd just be there. You could just do it. And another guy's written that in the latest round of rumours that the Apple device may soon include an app and game store. So if you think there's the game store, which is what we're talking about, getting games up there on TV, which you can do on some of the games now. I think Angry Birds and Candy Crush. I think you can use your phone and the Apple TV.
Oh yeah,
that's really just displaying it. But I guess, Michael, this is what people have been speaking about for so long. I mean, Apple TV is iOS based. Why can't you buy apps for it like you can for your other iOS devices in reality? And the other interesting thing was at CES, Apple were talking about, or it came around with people having the cases for the Apple devices around an API that allows, I think through Bluetooth connectivity, you to use your iPhone as a controller device for games, presumably. So maybe those pieces are just starting to come together. And I mean, gaming would be a logical start. So,
but
that's
to counteract Xbox, or to play on the same playing field as Xbox, and that you'd need a pretty powerful machine though. Like Xbox is pretty good, isn't it? That they're no slouch.
Yeah, but then they'd go like there's the person that plays the little game, and just wants to spend, like Angry Birds 99 cents or Candy Crush.
Yeah, that'd be me.
We talked about last week. There's $1 million.
Yeah,
people will do that and not play the Xbox, won't they? A lot of people, if you get everybody playing an Apple TV game, and not go up to the Xbox,
well, I suppose
there's no money.
Well, you're already playing watching your TV, watching the show. You could just flick it over through the ad. You go, Price is Right. I know this has got a 5-minute ad break, so I just flick it over and play a game of Angry Birds or something.
But if you think around, frame rate quality, etc. I mean, TVs, a 720p, 1080p type of resolution. You're on a iPad, like a full size iPad, it's an iPad Air or your 10-inch iPad. You're on the latest version of those. With some of the games now, I mean, that's Retina display, so you've got a lot of pixels to push around. Sure, the pixels on the TV are bigger, but that's fundamentally, even at 1080p, there isn't any more of those. So you've got the same. Again, it's the A series chip that Apple have got. They released a new generation Apple TV with the latest iteration of A8, A9, A10 processors. The Apple TV 3 is already 1080p, so you've got the grunt to push it out there. You're going to get some pretty impressive gameplay there.
Yeah, I guess so. And
maybe that's enough for a lot of people. I mean, you're looking at $100 device, as Michael's saying. You're looking at a couple of dollars, maybe no more than 10 a game, compared to pushing $100 for.
True.
Name your Xbox, PlayStation 4 type titles. So maybe that's enough for most people, and it's really the console gaming will even come back to that niche. And look, there is a niche there for gaming because it's the same as the people that build the super gaming PCs with multiple graphics cards, etc. There is a place for it. It isn't going to compete with that, but that isn't the mass market.
Yeah, like any developer is going to say to themselves, "Well, listen, maybe I built this for the Xbox, but this will work on the Apple TV on the iOS." So they're just going to re-encode whatever they have to do, and it'll just to make it work.
Yeah, Yeah, on Apple's side, like they reckon it was $10 billion in 2013 for the App Store. That's just the App Store.
Yeah, it's massive.
So even if you go down to 1% of that, just 1%,
yeah,
that's $100 million.
Yeah.
For Apple to just do, I would have thought just a few hours of coding for Apple just to put another store up. Like,
do you think
it can't be too hard because they've already got the store going, haven't they?
Well, yeah, that's right. Do you think that though, if they were to do this, open an app store for the Apple TV, would your iOS games work, or they work, or would you have to buy, say, another version of them for the Apple TV to get it all nice and pretty? You know what I mean? Like, so
even if you had to,
yeah, I know what you mean. I would say again, if you're looking at the resolution around the full size iPad, I reckon that would come pretty close to scaling. I'm probably going to be proved wrong now if I go and look up the pixels, but it'd be pretty close. And I guess already you have the which made the apps a little bit fatter, where they'll scale to be it an iPhone, be it an iPad, etc. From a simplicity point of view, it'd be nice if Apple fitted into one of those resolutions, and if it did, it would just work straight away.
Yeah.
But the concept's already there, that there is this sort of different sizes.
Well, I'd be excited for that to happen. I'd be excited to get just think any more functionality into these Apple TVs I would like, because like I've got one and like, yeah, you can do YouTube and everything, but like most of the time I use mine most of the time just to throw stuff from my little Mac Mini, to the screen, or if I'm want something on the iPhone, I can just stream it from my server through the iPhone up onto the Apple TV. That's how I use mine. I'd like it to be more open. I'd like a couple of games on that. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? That'd be cool. But maybe one day, maybe soon. Maybe soon.
Maybe soon.
Maybe. All right. Now, we haven't... let's talk about the iTunes voucher. This little fella. Yeah, the iTunes voucher. If you want to get your hands on one of those, each week, if you we're going to pick the best review on the iTunes store for the Aussie Mac Zone, be it audio or the video. Now, what you have to do is put a review up. So, and I reminded you this week on Facebook, didn't I? I posted up, don't forget the review. But alas, there's no more reviews. So that little $20 gift voucher stays in my drawer again for another week. So let's hope that someone can get it next week, eh? So come on, get your little review fingers out and start going. Start hitting it up, because well, why not? It's you probably get one. Write a review, you probably get it. Okay. All right, we'll stop that one. That's the 30 minutes. Now, what do we move? Oh, another story. And looks like... Oh, two stories. Oh, a few more. Oh, geez, a few more stories. Okay, we better get a wriggle on. Okay. Wriggles. I've just looked at the amount of stories to come. We got to get a wriggle on. Jace, iWallet. That's something that sounds new. What's that? I haven't heard of that. Is that out, or is it? What's going on there?
It's probably just almost an extension, I guess, of what we were speaking about with potential uses for the touch sensor, where Apple has 400 million credit cards on file. It's really around exploring the expansion of the mobile payment system with good old Eddie Q, who looks after online systems, looking at opportunities there to move Apple into a competitive online payments field. So I guess as speculation was when it came out, and as we just spoke about a little bit earlier on, it's something we're going to look to see more of from Apple. Maybe cut some of PayPal's lunch, and wouldn't we all be sad about that?
Well, PayPal's not too bad. They charge a lot, but anyway. The iPod. What's poor little iPod? The writing is on the wall, and it has been for some time. Apparently, sales have been dropping massively. The iPod is on a downward spiral, soon to hit the bottom of the pig slop pit. Apple saw a sharp Apple saw a sharp year-over-year decline in iPod sales, down 52%. So that's pretty sharp from 12.7 million iPods sold sold to 6.505 million. This isn't the first quarter that iPod sales have dropped big time. So 6.05, that's still like I'd like to sell 6.05 million devices and just make $1 on each
Is
one.
that for all iPods? It doesn't say, does it? Because I'm wondering if that includes the iPod Touch. Because I imagine the iPod Touch would still be, if you, especially for kids where you don't want them to have a phone, that the iPod Touch, is, the device that allows them to do everything, play the games. If that does include iPod Touch, maybe most of those 6 million these days are
iPod Touches, yeah.
Well, would you, I don't know, if I was to buy someone an iPod Touch, well, if I was to look for that because it wasn't a phone, I'd still probably look at maybe getting a phone for a kiddie. I'd still look at getting a phone, just wouldn't put a SIM in it. Because in a year or so, maybe that kid's old enough to have a phone. But then
it's at least double the price, though. I mean, you're looking at $300 for a iPod Touch versus $800 or roughly that, outright for a phone.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but anyway, so okay, well, we'll have to wait.
And you reckon that the difference in the sales, you reckon that was taken up by the iPads? Realistically,
well, possibly because.
Well, that's the other thing as well. Yeah, isn't it? I mean, if you're going to buy your kids something, then maybe you'd buy them especially with the iPad Mini coming out. That's
true.
A better form factor for them.
Yeah, well, when we bought our iPad 2 to the 10-inch, well, we wanted the big screen, and we just wanted the big screen. I think they use it. She uses it probably like a game. So yeah, she wanted the big screen. She wanted the big screen, Angry Birds, and was it Naughty Pigs or something? Bad Piggies.
Naughty Pigs.
Tim Cook, Apple challenges it. Apple's challenge isn't innovation, Michael.
Yeah, it's not the innovation part. They reckon that they've got that down pat. And as we know, that Willie said, innovation my ass. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's where to focus their energy. They reckon. So right at the end of the earnings call yesterday, Tim Cook was brought to the top of being innovation by one of the analysts, and they believe that they haven't lost it. They've just it's where to spend your time, and he thinks that they're spending the time in the right direction, and that they've got products ready to go. Because other companies have been known, like I think Microsoft's famous for it, Dell's famous for it, is have 40 products going and all the staff on all 40 products instead of having 2 products going and getting it right. And Apple's nearly always got it right when they release a product, haven't they?
Yeah. Look, I think a lot of people were disappointed with the no NFC in these iPhones, but I think they're just betting it down. I think they're betting down their technology and the fingerprint sensor thing and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. It'll come, or it's something very similar that will probably be better, no doubt.
And that Touch ID stops the scanning for the NFC, where we've seen it in the movies where they walk past and tap you and scan your NFC chip.
Yes, yeah, that's what I'm scared of.
They haven't got that hassle, have they?
No, I just don't bump into anyone. Try not to. Now, okay.
Jason and I don't have to worry about that because we don't have the same sort of money on the credit card as you do, mate. It's just never available for us.
Yeah, no, don't worry about that. I've only got debit cards. There's nothing in that. Nothing. All right. Okay, so I think that's about all the stories. Is that Apple products we use? Oh, why we like them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's have a chat about that. I've got, well, as you know, look, computer-wise, at home, I am a PC. I like the Windows. But I've also got a Mac Mini, which I use for the show when I do this show and also Aussie Tech Heads. And I like it because it's easy. It's got GarageBand on it and it's brilliant. But mobile-wise, I would not look at another device except for iPads and iPhones. That's it. I just like them. I put my little toes into the Samsung Android world for my first smartphone and got them all chopped off, and I didn't like it. But yeah, so look, it's mobile wise, loving it, loving the iPads and the iPhones for sure. Michael, what do you got? You're just Apple through and through.
Yeah, I've got MacBook 13-inch MacBook Airs, my machine with a 27-inch display, and a couple of Mac Mini servers.
Yeah, right. Okay, that's all right. Mac Mini servers. Oh, yeah, baby.
Yeah.
How do they go? All right.
Awesome.
Yeah, right.
Perfect.
Yeah, sweet. Jace, what do you got?
I've got a Mac Mini server which I run my
sweet.
iTunes library on, really. So that's where it serves up for all the Apple TVs. So, and then Apple TVs around the house for, I guess, distributing content.
Yeah.
And Macs for computers and iPads and iPhones and I guess you name it. Probably got multiple per person.
I think what they need to do, and obviously they won't be listening to me, but, I think the thing that's missing, like apart from some sort of really decent TV, sort of smart TV, is like you might get your Apple TV, but do you know how many people these days, they can't record a TV show? Because video recorders are dead, they're out, and people might have a DVD or Blu-ray player, but there's no recorder. So people these days are not recording shows. So, because a few people, you talk to them, why don't you just record that show? They go, oh, we can't. We don't have a record. And you think, yeah, how weird is that, But, yeah, so I'd like
But is that, are we maybe moving on from that, though, to basically being on-demand content? So we don't have Netflix here yet, but that's sort of coming. So it's buy your show. I mean, you can get that through iTunes now, but, it could be through Amazon, et cetera. A bit like we do with music. Where music's moved on to, that we're going to get there with TV shows and movies where it will be on demand to buy or rent, and that's the way that it works.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I was sort of look. I know it's just as trivial, but things maybe like you want to record the footy while you're out, or the Christmas carols or something like that. Something on free to wear.
Well, you've got iTV, EYE TV. That works great. I've got a couple of those. They work really well for recording and then putting it on your Apple device later on if you want to catch up that way, or you can just watch it on the screen when you get home.
So what's this? I haven't heard of this. iTV.
iTV, EYE TV. They're just little USB sticks that you plug your aerial into.
Yep.
Decodes it. It's got an app that you can set your schedules up to do it every week. If you record your show every week, or
okay. And then what does it send it to the Apple TV or something?
Well, it'll either leave it as a iTV recording, so you can just watch it again in iTV later on,
right?
Or you can set it to automatically decode to an M4A4 or M4V file.
Oh, now that's pretty
to
sweet.
watch later on your iDevice.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. I haven't seen that before. I'll have to have a look at that. That sounds good. That sounds real good. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll have to look at that one. Does that cost anything? Or just for the device?
They're 150 to $250. I've got different ones. I've got one that sits on the network, so you can look at it.
Yeah,
you can use your iPad to watch TV in a room.
Oh, sweet.
I've got another one, iTV Diversity, which records two channels at the same time, or you can watch one while you're recording one. Yeah, does screen in screen, that sort of thing.
And that TV, was it TV Diversity?
iTV Diversity. Yeah.
Does that load up on this iTV thing?
That's the USB stick.
Yeah, like they're tuner cards. So essentially, if you're running, say, your Windows Media Center, you have to go and get a tuner card for your, PC to, have the transcoding or basically to pick up the TV signal and to turn it into something for the computer. This is really the same thing for Mac, I guess, where it's USB, your normal free-to-air antenna plugs into there. It does the magic bit, and it comes with an iTV application, which, as Michael says,
on your iPad,
lets you watch and record.
Oh, look, that sounds like something for me. I'm into that.
And you can use your phone to say, if you're out and go, oh, geez, I forgot to set the recorder for the footy. You can use your phone to do that. Just come back in. While it's recording, you can come back in and just catch up on the score. Or
oh, yes.
For the Bathurst 1000, I can just, doesn't matter where I am, I can just watch a couple of minutes, see what there is,
Yeah, nice.
The alley update is or whatever and go away again.
Oh,
go back to the barbecue.
I'm going to have to look at that through the week, I think. That sounds like it could be the ticket for me. Yes, yes, yes. All right.
And what's the service that goes with that, Glenn? Is that Ice TV? Is that Ice TV?
Ice TV is the...
It's a subscription service, isn't it? It's not that expensive, but they go and publish all of the upcoming schedules so that a bit like a TiVo or whatever, you can select in and say, rather than back in the old days where it's on Thursday nights at 7:30, to record stuff, it's I want a series record MasterChef, and it will do it, time shift it, and
will it get the free EPG? Does it do? Yeah. Oh, look, I'm going to have that. Okie doke. Okay, so I've just pushed stop. So now that's up to 40 minutes. So, well, you can keep your app for next week if you like, Michael, because we just did something for you.
Yeah, that's all right.
If you want to do that.
So we'll just close out then.
Yeah, I reckon. I'll do my little Woolworths app. We might as well make something out of the next couple of minutes.
Well, do you want me to? Do you want to leave apps because we've probably crapped on about Apple stuff? I can just come in and just go about the Apple Store being down, which, by the way, didn't have anything other than just put their Valentine's stuff up. Do you want to just have a quick chat about that and we'll close out?
Yeah, all right. We got to. Oh, what's wrong with this?
Glenn's got Brewer's Droop.
Look at it. Look at it. What am I going to do?
That's no good at all.
I have to do that later. I'm going to have to hold it. That's even worse. All right. I'm holding me thing. Okay, so where are we here? So I've done everything, haven't I? Yep, cool.
Yeah.
I might just come back with and don't forget, Aussie Tech Heads is also on this network, this great network. It's aussietechheads.com.au. Look for us on the podcast in iTunes, video, or YouTube. And don't forget our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Aussie Tech Heads, where you'll find, I'll put up if there's a decent iOS app of the day. We've got some heavy breathing, but we'll put some iOS app of the day up there if we can. And so have a look at that, facebook.com/Aussie Tech Heads. And also the video of all the shows are on youtube.com/Aussie Tech Heads. And don't forget AussieTechRadio.com, Aussie Tech Radio, shoutcast of a lot of little tech shows if you're into all that sort of stuff. So get yourself involved in some of that sort of gear. And now, Jace, you have made a little discovery this afternoon.
Much excitement this afternoon when the App Store went down, and we all know what that means. Normally looking for new Apple goodies, and rumours abound of maybe some new Mac Minis, maybe even the Apple TV. But alas, the stores come back up, and certainly from what I can see, it just seems to be promoting some Valentine's Day gifts, or Apple suggestions for Valentine's Day gifts. So
nice.
Nothing new. Maybe some heart-shaped phone covers for your iPhone or something like that. So no new goodies.
So when it goes down,
not yet anyway.
Do you just left with a swirl that your browser swirling, or does it have a splash page?
No, they put up a little maintenance thing, so it's a sort of the infamous little, almost like post-it note saying we'll be back shortly. We're updating the Apple Store.
Yes.
And normally Twitter and blogs go wild with speculation for the few hours that it's down.
Just harking back there to the Apple TV, and now I'm talking now to like the actual television TV, Apple Television. Do you think that's going to be a reality? Do you think that is coming soon? Is it ever coming? What are your thoughts on that, Jace?
It's hard to say. Look, in reality, if they did the hockey puck or the standalone Apple TV right. They can probably capture what they need to own the living room without having the quite frankly, the hassle of selling TVs. They're big, bulky goods, and really, for Apple to do a TV, it's going to command a premium, so it's going to be up at that high price range. And given what we've just seen at CES in the United States, new TVs now 4K is all the rage. So it's a competitive market out there, and they might do one, but I really don't see the point.
Yeah.
What Apple are going to bring to the table is ease of use. Think of the TV then as just basically a monitor. You can bring the smarts to it with a plug-in device, so they can probably get the best of both worlds. There.
Yeah. What about you, Michael? Do you think there's the actual physical TV is going to appear, or you think?
I don't think they would ever make a TV.
Yeah. Okay.
Just, I don't think it's in their
DNA,
in their thoughts.
Yeah.
It'd have to be pretty radical, and I don't think there's anything radical about sitting and watching a black box anymore.
Yeah, you're probably right. They probably, what you might find probably, say, TVs are produced with Apple TVs built into them. Maybe things like that, or Apple TV compliant, or Apple TV included, or something like that. Yeah.
You can get best amount boxes for the Apple TV hockey puck now and things like that. So people that still don't even have to know that they're there, and they control them by their phone, and away you go.
Yeah.
Look,
I'm interested in that iTV. I'm going to have a look at that after the show. I think that sounds good. And that does sound good.
I've probably used them for 5 years now, so I'm quite happy.
Yeah. Okay. And you got multiples.
Yeah.
So why have you got multiples? It's just on each TV.
Because I have an interest in it, but one is, so the diversity is on my Mac Mini media server downstairs. I've got one that sits on the network, so I can access it from my iPad, and the kids can get it from their iPad, or anything that's running the iTV app.
Yeah, that sounds good.
There's multiple TVs in the house, computers in the house that they can sit and watch whatever they like.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, on that note, I think we're going to bring us to the end of another week, of another show. So thanks for downloading. Thanks for listening to us. And I hope you've enjoyed us and all the stories that we bring, the stories that have tickled our fancy through the week. So we hope that that you're at home being tickled right now. So I hope that's been good for you. All right. So thanks, Michael. We'll see you next week.
And I'm looking forward to it.
Good stuff. And thank you, Garth. Garth will be back next week.
Garth will be here next week.
Yes. And but also thank you to Jace. Thanks, Jace, for coming in.
Thank you. We'll chat next week.
Yes, for sure. And we'll be back next week for another episode of Aussie Mac Zone. Until then, it's bye from all of us. Bye-bye.